Hey guys, it's me and I'm back with another video. I'm just gonna do Guard Me Sherlock for a little bit because I'm like kind of behind on that and I need to catch up. And Bad Boys Do It Better, I'm just gonna take a little break and apply my time to this. This doesn't end at the threatening letters. It would seem that there is more to the story. I've changed my mind. I will indeed take your case, Miss Nara. There is a look of excitement in his eyes, almost like a child that has come across his favorite toy. I've never seen him like this. And I'll tell you, just met him. So why would you? For a moment, I almost forgot about my brush with danger, and just stand there, gazing at him, charmed by the look on his face. Later that day, Mr. Holmes, John, and I stopped back by 221B, Baker Street. By the time Inspector Mudstone completes his internal investigation and rejoins us, it's well past sundown. Apparently, the forensic division's investigation revealed that some screws on the lights that fell had been intentionally loosened. Intentionally. In other words, this wasn't an accident, but a crime. Did you find any evidence at the scene that could be used to identify the perpetrator? We're still investigating, but I can say that as of now, we haven't found any fingerprints or footprints. You might as well give up looking. The person who did this is far from skilled than Andrea. I doubt they'd be careless enough to leave behind any clues. You're right. I don't think Andrea did this. She wouldn't do something so horrible. Still, I can't believe it. Maki says this as he prepares tea in a small section of the disorganized table, sounding irritated. I'm happy that Lucy ended up being okay, but what if she hadn't been so lucky? Just you consider that for a second. You're absolutely right. Yeah, let me do this. Precisely. Calm down, Maki. I know you're mad at whoever did this. Believe me, I do. But you can rest assured that we at Scotland Yard consider this to be an attempted assault, and will conduct a careful investigation. No, that's not what I mean. I'm saying that I don't understand how, even though there were three adult men nearby, you still couldn't manage to keep her out of harm's way. You're absolutely right. Precisely. Oh my god, what's his name? I don't remember his name, I just said it. It's hilarious. Thank you for being concerned about me, Maki, but I'm alright. I smile at Maki as he hands me a cup of warm cinnamon tea. After all, I wasn't injured. Mr. Holmes protected me. Sherlock? Sherlock protected a woman? Oh, you've got to tell me all about this. Start joking. That's fun. There are more important matters to discuss. Look at this. I found it where the lights fell. Mr. Holmes reaches out and hands a piece of paper to John as if to interrupt Maki, who is leaning forward, brimming with curiosity. Hand over the data. Otherwise, you won't be in this play for much longer. I see. So it's a new threat. This guy. Yeah, this one is talking now. Hey, just a second. What's that you've got? It was printed out of a computer. And this time it says who the recipient is supposed to be. It's for you, Miss Nara. Hand over the data? I'm not asking for a description. Where did it come from? We didn't find anything like that during our investigation. I imagine not. I found it before the police arrived and brought it back with me. Who in their right mind would just pick up a piece of evidence and take it home with them? Better than handing it over to the police and letting them work their incompetence on it. I don't think I read that right. Listen, you... Sherlock, where did you find this? Up in the catwalk. I see. Yes? Got pens and pencils and markers. I see. Well, the person who did this... I'm sorry. Well, the person who did this is certainly isn't afraid of heights. Lucy, are you alright? You look pale. Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Through my smile... Though I smile back at Maki, when I hear him voice his concern, I nervously ball my hands into a fist. My fingers are now ice cold. If Mr. Holmes hadn't been there when the thing fell, who knows what would have happened to me. The person who's after me this time is serious about their threats. Oh, I spit it. That's good. Lucy, do you have any idea what the person who wrote the message means by the data? I'm afraid I don't have the faintest clue what that could be. Both of my computer and phone, all I have are things like my personal photos and messages. There's not even anything secret that I'd get into trouble for showing people. I see. If that's what they're after, it's likely that the person who did this is a crazed fan or stalker of some sort. Lester, stop talking. I even wouldn't mind if you just went to sleep or disappeared for all eternity. Why? What did I do? Mr. Holmes, I have a request to make of you. Sitting up straight on the sofa, I turned to face Mr. Holmes. This performance is special to me. I have to make sure it is a success. I just can't give up my part. I'd like to make another request of you. Would you be willing to keep me safe until this play I'm in is over? Well, that was the plan. Huh? I already told you, didn't I? I decided to take your case. Could he be talking about what he said earlier on at the theater? This doesn't end at the threatening letters. It would seem that there's more to the story. I've changed my mind. I will indeed take your case, Miss Nara. That's right, he did say that. In any event, the only thing that matters to me is seeing that this case gets solved. Blah, blah, blah. Until that time, my most basic duty is to ensure the safety of my client. Thank you so much, Mr. Holmes. Did you hear that? Keeping a woman safe is his most basic duty. This is exactly why women don't find Sherlock more appealing. Oh, Maki. It must be hard for you, Maki. Having an adult who's so close to you sets such a bad example. No kidding. Quiet, Lester. It wasn't even him. Why are you slinging out me? I don't think I read that word right. Little by little, I feel like I'm beginning to understand how these four relate to each other. Well, anyways, welcome to 22-1B. Lucy, come again? You're moving in, child. Oh, that hurt. Wait, am I missing something? I mean, you are going to be staying here from now on, right? What? So we're clear. You should know that I can't guarantee your safety unless you stay here with me. He says that like it's supposed to be obvious, but still, I wasn't ready for this. Just to clarify, by staying here, you mean live here with you in your apartment, Mr. Holmes? What else could I mean? That's what I gotta say. It seems like I heard him right, and that I'm not misinterpreting him. But I mean, the idea of just suddenly living together with. I'm not even gonna read that part out. I can't. Oof. I wasn't even gonna read that part out. No need to worry, Lucy. You could say that no other man on this earth poses less of a threat than Sherlock. That I can promise you. Oh yeah, definitely. And even though you'd be living with him, I'm just downstairs, and John is upstairs on the 3rd floor after all. No, I can't. I'm always smiling through these things. I can't even read. I'm fine with whatever you decide. It's up to you. If I don't live with him, he can't guarantee my safety. Then, when I think about it, I guess he really couldn't, could he? And I'm the one who wants wants him to protect me until the play is over. Nothing more important than making sure that this protection is a success. Also, I fixed my eyes on Mr. Holmes, examining him closely. You could say that no other man on this earth poses less of a threat. Yeah, that definitely seems to be the case. Having made my decision, I take a deep breath and begin to speak. Mr. Holmes, thank you for being willing to take me in for the time being. I'd like to take you up on your offer. Yeah, I read that right. And so, due to the situation, I found myself after the incident at the theater. I would be living together with Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes, the most famous detective, with a very peculiar way of looking at the world. I never could have imagined that someday I would fall in love with him. Ooh. It's now late at night, though through the gap of the curtain, I look down on Baker Street. As Inspector Lutron hurries off home, I see him look up at me over his shoulder and raises his hand a bit as if to wave goodbye. Does Inspector Lutron live near here? Sorry if I keep pronouncing his name wrong. I don't know. Not interested in knowing. He may have told me before, but I erased it from my memory as soon as I heard it. So that you can make use of every last bit of your brain's processing power? What the heck? Exactly. Is something funny? So even you joke around like that, don't you, Mr. Holmes? Seeing as we're living together, you can dispense with the Mr. Holmes. Call me Sherlock. I turn to see Sherlock sit down on the couch that appears to be reversed for his use. Making himself comfortable, he chews on what looks to be a small stick of some sort. What are you chewing on? It's a cinnamon stick. Maki brought them for you. I like them better than those fake plastic cigarettes meant to help you quit smoking. You're trying to quit smoking? This is the 274th time I've tried, actually. So he must be working really hard to quit. Yeah, I'd say. Neither of us say anything for a moment. Then I sit down on the couch, diagonally across from the one Sherlock is sitting on. Ugh. Oh wait, Sherlock, I mentioned this earlier, but I was wondering, you were wondering why I decided to go to your theater, even though I told you to go away? Yes, you're famous for turning down requests that you find boring, no matter what kind of reward you're offered. What happened with Andrea couldn't exactly be considered a tough case, so I was prepared was prepared to have you turn me away. But you didn't. Why? I'm not sure myself, which is exactly what makes it interesting. Sherlock, who had been leaning back in the couch to this point, now sits forward, fixing his gaze on me. He looks into my eyes. Oh, it needs to be a bit longer. Every mystery has an answer. Every phenomena has a logical explanation. But for some reason, even though I thought about it, I can't figure out the answer this time. Why am I so interested in you? Can you answer that, Lucy? I have no word. Okay. Yeah, that was perfect timing. that was a I don't care. I've already done this. We. Why do you say we? Ooh. Event story. Cool. Let's go collect some more. Okay. Oh my god. Stupid ads. Alright, so this is where I'm gonna end this. So, see you guys. Okay, so tomorrow what I'm gonna do is Guard Me Sherlock. That's it. Yeah, I have to. This is the only thing I can do for now. Okay, so this entire week, up until Friday, I will do Guard Me Sherlock. The next week, I really can't do anything because I don't have the other things. Well, I do have Bad Boys Do It Better and not Wizardry, what's it called? Webtoon. So I guess for next week, I can do Bad Boys Do It Better twice, 2 times I mean, and then Webtoon 2 times. Yeah. Alright, so that's gonna be it. That's the schedule for this week and then next week. Alright, till next time guys, bye.